Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Thanksgiving to my friends in Canada. Today, happy Thanksgiving. And for those of us in the US, it used to be Columbus Day. I don't know if it's Columbus Day anymore. Um, then they changed it to Indigenous Peoples Day, and now it seems like it's not even a holiday because so many courts are open. New York courts are closed. It's a court holiday here in New York, but apparently the Sarah Boone jury selection is supposed to start today. And also, there was another case starting today, and there's a trial going on in Georgia called I just clicked it on and it just started. Like they just started opening statements about 5 minutes ago. Georgia versus Leilani Simon. Does anybody know what that case is about? I mean, a lot of people don't have work today as well. Leilani Simon, yeah. What is that case about? I don't even know. I'm like behind. The South doesn't take a holiday today. Shock and horror. Did you guys watch the show I did with Mark Betterow last night? I thought it was really good. It was really good. We had a nice crowd, a nice healthy crowd. Florida does not think today is a holiday. There's something else starting today, allegedly, and now my mind is mush. My mind is mush. Oh, she unalived her toddler. Great. That sounds like a nice lighthearted trial. Oh, it's Quentin Simon. Oh, wow. That's already a trial. I don't remember when that case happened, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Petty Paralegal. Delphi starts today. That's what it is. Duh. I know that Bob Motta from Defense Diaries and Andrea Burkhart both went to Delphi. They're there. They're going to be in the courtroom because there's nothing. Yeah, I did. I just flipped it to the other side today. Flipped the part. Thanks for noticing. It's a cowlick sort of day. You got to just work with it sometimes, you guys. You know how it is. Andrew Burkhart and Bob Motta both are in Indiana for that trial because it's not going to be televised. It's not even going to be audio only. It's going to be nothing. I mean, just like the whole rest of the Delphi case has been, it's pretty much shut off to the public, and there's nothing happening for the public. So they've got to be in there. They're not even allowed to live tweet. Andrea Burkhart said she's bringing, all of her legal pads with her because it's old school, back to the old school note taking, which I prefer anyway. I prefer to write notes on a pad. I'm not the kind of person that can keep notes on my phone. I just can't. I like Bob. Hi, Will. I like Bob too. Bob's a good guy, and I like Allie a lot. I like Allie a lot. Yeah, it is not real. Unreal. It's not televised. Something so fishy going on in the Delphi trial. I don't know. I have not covered it that much. I did a couple of shows with Duty Ron about Richard Allen and when he was being when they were trying to get him moved to like a regular jail because he'd been held in a prison all this time, and you're not supposed to be in prison until you're convicted, right? So he's been in prison in solitary for years. And when that motion dropped about Odinism and about the girls potentially being some sort of victims of some sort of satanic cult, and the way their bodies were positioned and the runes that were found and some symbolism, and I'm like, this might have some legs, but I don't even think they're allowed to talk about it. I don't think they're allowed to talk about it. So I don't know how fair of a trial that's going to be. I mean, from the little bit that I've dived into it, doesn't look like there's a whole lot of evidence pointing to the fact that Richard Allen is in fact the right guy, and it doesn't even seem that one person could have committed these horrific crimes against Libby and Abby. It's a very, very sad case, but they're going to have a lot to say about it, and I'm here for it. My part's inverted like the Sally Port video. I know. Am I confusing you? I mean, I have a hat. I can put my hat on. I thought it would be like a good hat day, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go with the hat today. Ali Mata. Yep. Love Duty Ron. There is some crazy symbolism. Symbology. Yeah. Symbols. There were some symbols at the scene that indicated it may have been the work of a satanic cult called Odinism. And then it turns out that some of the prison guards had Odin patches on their uniforms, and that turned out to really be true. Like they thought that they were making it up, and then it turned out that the prison guards actually wrote affidavits and said, yeah, we have patches that are kind of like Odinism, but not really so much. Like the whole thing is just bizarre to me. It's totally bizarre. Yeah, the judge ruled he can't come in. Free Sarah Boone. Free Sarah Boone. She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. She wasn't really mock. Good morning, Colorado. Tough Buffs lost the other night, huh? And I fell asleep because it went until 2 a.m. here because it was a 10:15 p.m. kickoff time against Kansas State. And one of my daughters was watching, and then in the morning she's like, "Oh my God, did you see the last 3 minutes?" And I was like, "No, I missed the last 3 minutes." But apparently they were ahead in the last 3 minutes and then wound up losing it. But that's not so bad because look, Kansas State is ranked and we're not ranked. So, but we do have an excellent team this year. And Sco Buffs. Sco Buffs. It's cold today here too, Sharon, and I'm not ready for it. In fact, this morning I had Led Zeppelin's Going to California on repeat because I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with the cold. I'm done with New York. I can't wait to get out of here. As soon as I'm an empty nester, I'm gonna flee the coop. I'm gonna flee the coop. I'm out of here. California, here I come. But I still have some time. Here I am in the cold, rainy New York. Yes, I just worry. Jen worries that Abby and Libby won't receive justice in that case. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There's a man passed down in the snow. Good morning. Good morning. So you guys wanted to Odinism. Google it, Teresa. You might not be able to unsee it. I think it's a, I don't know if it's a pagan religion or Wiccan religion. I'm not really sure. It's some sort of, I think, satanic religion. I think. I don't know. Don't even call me on that. I found it very interesting because I've always been interested in cults and satanic things and witchcraft and stuff like that. So I just found it piqued my interest. And the more I looked into it, the more I thought, yeah, this kind of makes a lot of sense. And then there were a lot of people who are connected to that case who actually also do practice that religion or faith, or yeah, it's a pagan religion. Thanks. Something is off. There's something off in the universe today. I know. The full moon's coming. It's coming. I think it's only in 4 days from now. So here it is. You guys said you wanted to go over these Sarah Boone letters, so I'm here for it. I mean, I have them all pulled up. There's a bunch of them. And I haven't really been tracking this case because this case started before I even had a channel. But I do remember when it happened. And I remember seeing, and we went over the interrogation videos and the video from her phone last time we covered this case. And it's wacky, but it's just like, how's she going to get out of it? Are they going to allow her to use battered spouse? I don't know. I think what they've decided is that she can't use battered spouse until if and when she testifies about being in imminent fear for her life. So we're going to have to see what happens. I don't know how long it's going to take to pick this jury, but I will tell you this. If Sarah Boone is heavily involved in picking this jury, which of course you know she's going to be, she's been heavily involved in every part of this case. That's why every lawyer she's had until the 9th one has made a motion to withdraw from being her attorney, because I'm sure she's probably the most difficult client ever known to man or woman or lawyer. And if she's heavily involved in the selection process, which you know she's going to be, because there's no way she's not going to just take a back seat to this, it's going to take forever to pick this jury. That's my opinion. So I think it's going to take longer than 3 days, which is what I think they were estimating. Oh, Sarah in shock and horror, gifting 10 memberships so early on a Monday morning. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. She's such an amazing moderator for me, and also so very generous to this channel. So to the 10 of you who are randomly gifted, welcome. YouTube is glitching on my phone again. I can't even pull up my own stream. It says it already happened and there's no views. It said it happened. It says it's happened 8 hours ago. Anybody else having issues like that? I like to watch the chat on my phone, but it doesn't want to cooperate. Of course. I also have a wacky story for you out of Kentucky, and I have a whole show prepped on it. I think I'm going to do it later, but she's supposed to be arraigned today. This woman who was casting spells and apparently dismembered her mother and was cooking her in a pot on the stove. Has anybody seen this story? It's whack. She's supposed to be arraigned today at 1 o'clock in Kentucky, and I'm waiting to see if that arraignment is going to be televised, because we did see Sheriff Mickey Stein's pretrial conference or preliminary hearing or whatever that was televised in Kentucky. So if anybody knows if this Kentucky case is going to, I know I love wacky out of Kentucky. This is crazy. And I've got all the video pulled up. I've got everything all ready. I already have a thumbnail for it, but I promised you we'd do this, and I want to do this today. And then I want to do that later. I've got her yearbook photo. I mean, there's not a lot of information on this, but it's insane. There was a 12-hour standoff outside the house. It was crazy. And then the way that people were just saying, she was casting spells, and we think that it was casting spells. Like, casting spells is just something normal that people do every day. I'm wondering about witchcraft in northern Kentucky. I want more information on that. Does anybody know about witchcraft in northern Kentucky? Because I Googled that. I fell into a rabbit hole, and it was just like she was casting spells and cooking her mother, and it was kind of like normal behavior. They lived on like a couple hundred acres. These people, it was a crazy story. Yeah, good Halloween one. Yeah, I've got all the info. I think I'm gonna roll into it after this. I just have to see if I have to pick my daughter up. It's a holiday here for schools, so a lot of people don't have off work today. It's weird. It's like one of those holidays that's sort of like, who knows if it's even a holiday anymore. Sarah's diagnosis is diarrhea of the mouth. Thanks, Hottie. Thanks, Hottie. So this is where Sarah Boone's out of Orange County, Florida. And I think jury selection is supposed to start today. Thanks, Kathy, for becoming a new member. And Babsol, thanks you for becoming a new member. Thanks to you so very much. So let's get into it. The first letter that I found that she wrote to the court, they're all filed in the court files. So this first one is from April 4/20, 2022. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Looks forward to being with this group every day. You guys are amazing. You are amazing and fun. And we have the funniest chat on the interwebs. You know we do. It's the truth. So this is the first letter that I found. 4/20, 2022. And she's got very nice handwriting. I'll give her that. Very nice handwriting. She's well-spoken. She seems intelligent. It's just, I don't know how she's going to get out of this. And a lot of people say, let's give her a chance, because we gave Ashley Benefield a chance. And we did believe Ashley Benefield that she was a victim of DV. So why shouldn't we believe Sarah Boone that she's a victim of DV? Somebody also sent me a playlist of other things, like audio recordings of interviews of the ex-husband and of some of the neighbors. The problem is they're not raw files. They are someone else's work. It's another creator's work, and I would never play another creator's work without express permission. So if anybody has the raw files, either broadcast by a news organization, Court TV, Law and Crime, something like that, I'll be happy to go over them with you while we're waiting for the jury to be picked. But I'm just not going to stream snipe another person's work, because they work hard for that. And perhaps they're the ones who sent away for the FOIA request and got all the information. And it's just not a cool thing to do. Oh, thanks, Bianca. Crime Scene Whisperer says, best to go down the rabbit hole with. That's me. Call me Alice. She's right above me. Call me Alice. Oh, I cast a spell on you, Bernie. Thanks. You cast a spell on me with your charm, integrity, beauty, and grace. We appreciate. Oh, as if I couldn't be wooed anymore this morning. Thank you, Bernie Heaven. I appreciate you so very much. So very much. All right. Here is Sarah Boone's first letter. And those of you in the chat, that we're so collaborative here. And I know some of you, she's a straight A student. That's right. Some of you have been following this case for so much longer and so much more in depth than I have. So I rely on you to fill in the blanks for me. Now, Maurizio Padilla, this was her first attorney, correct? And this is the first one to withdraw. So that's where we are there. Yeah, Recovery Addict does do that, but it's not the court feed that I'm looking for in this case specifically. What I'm looking for in Sarah Boone is those other people had said there were other videos of other interviews, because we watched her interrogation videos, the one from the parking lot and the one from inside the police station. And somebody said there were other interviews from some neighbors and witnesses, and I can't find the raw files of those. But yeah, Recovery Addict is amazing. Highly recommend. Thanks, Team Brittany, for gifting a membership. Hello, my love. Good morning. Good morning for a bat crazy woman. She sure has neat penmanship. She does. I find that my handwriting has gotten so bad because I just don't use it anymore. And my kids are not really taught penmanship in school either, because they're typing all the time. So I hope they're going to be doctors, because that seems to be the only profession that allows you to have really bad handwriting. There's that. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Because one of these letters is 58 pages long. Sarah Boone's first letter to the court was on 4/20 of 22, and this was a different judge at the time. It was Judge Wayne Wooten. So, yes, this is a cold read for me. I have not read these letters yet, so you're going to get again my real reaction. This is going to be a real-time reaction video and a dramatic reading of the Sarah Boone letters, in which I'm going to use my skills, my acting skills, to ramp up the hysteria and the desperation. So we're going to start off mildly. Here we go. Good morning. This is to Judge Wayne Wooten for 2022. And she knows how to put an RE in her letters too. That's legalese. When you have that much time on your hands, it's kind of easy to become a jailhouse lawyer because you have a lot of time on your hands. Yeah, somebody wants handwriting analysis. All right. Honorable Judge Wooten, thank you foremost and in advance for your invaluable time and concern in this very unexpected and incredibly confusing matter. I'm writing in regards to the requested withdrawal, most importantly, of my attorney, Maurizio Padilla, and his/my team filed on 4/18/22, along with a continuance. Forgive me if this is the wrong approach in contacting you directly, but I wanted you to be fully aware of the magnitude of my shock and disappointment in the betrayal of Mr. Padilla, as I have not in any way by anyone been provided any explanation for the aforementioned withdrawal, etc. Shock and disappointment, not shock and horror. All right. She could have coined a phrase, but she didn't. I unfortunately had to learn of these documents by my former husband when calling to speak with my son. After making a commitment to me as my attorney over the past 2 years and 2 months ongoing to fully and sufficiently represent me, also being made to believe we were a team, I'm completely blindsided, nonetheless, in how this was and is being handled by a quote professional. I do not understand. With that being said, Your Honor, I'm graciously requesting to be included and present, please, at this hearing on Friday, April 29th of 2022 at 9:30 a.m. so I'm able to learn more and also explain the ongoing legitimate hindrances I've been facing, along with my inability to amply progress in the preparation for my upcoming trial and future. In my opinion, these concerns are what spurred these requests by my attorney in the first place. It is undoubtedly of the utmost importance to me to fight for my truth, and in which I thought my attorney was doing also. Thank you beyond measure for your very much needed assistance and understanding. I'm flying blind. I don't know the process, procedure, or protocol for any of this since I've never been in the current situations I'm in. I'm eager to meet with you to further explain any and all questions or concerns whomever may have. Please know with great emphasis, I just want to move forward, especially for the length of time already being incarcerated, and remedy this entire predicament, however that may be, in the best possible manner, having my best interest and security above all else. Again, I thank you profusely. I await your response with further direction in order to be in attendance and proceed forward. Especially grateful, Sarah Boone. Oh, and look, snail mail to the court, legal mail. No, the trial's not. They're starting jury selection today, Allie, and that could take days. Could take days. So when they say trial starts on X day, that means jury selection starts on X day. And who knows how long this is going to take? If she's involved in it, it's going to take for freaking ever. Rescue puppy. I rescue pups from Northern Kentucky. Craziness and shocking things I could tell. I got a voodoo doll for protection. Crazy things are happening all over the place. That is so interesting to know. Rescue puppy. If you know which kind of witchcraft or however many kinds of witchcraft are practiced in Northern Kentucky, I'd be so interested. I'm going to put my email up here for you so you can send me an email. I love it when you guys send me tips, tricks, information, answers to questions that I have. Fanbase at mlittlelaw.com. I do read all emails. I do not get a chance to respond to all emails. So please don't be hurt or disappointed or sad if I don't respond to you. It doesn't mean I don't read your email. And also just please note that I cannot be your pen pal, and I cannot go and and pick up your child from another state and then fly with them to a South American country to bring them to you, even if you do promise me 10 acres of land. I'm sorry. It's just something that I would not do. And I've received that offer recently. So thank you, but no, I just can't. And again, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Okay, so she must have been very upset that her attorney wanted to leave her. And I mean, who could blame her, because this is the first time she's ever been in this predicament, obviously. And she's never, locked anyone in a suitcase before and killed them, unintentionally, because we know it was unintentional because she said so very, very many times. Something else that I was curious about in this case, and so I don't know if somebody can help me with this, but our favorite detective, Jacqueline Smith, happens to have a Brady letter in the court file. And I don't know if anyone knows what that's about, because I'm a little disappointed to see that. If anybody can tell me quickly in the chat here why that may be, I would love to. Anybody have any ideas? Any ideas about that Brady letter? Because I was a little disappointed. She's my favorite detective. And I had some favorite detectives in the Robert Telly's trial, which coincidentally, he is going to be arraigned this week, I believe. I have that on my calendar as well. I don't know, for some reason, when you try and share windows, it doesn't just automatically go over to the next window, and I don't know why. Let's see. Thanks for yay for setting boundaries. Don't fly to South America. Legit, Fem Dandy. I was like, I really need you or someone on your behalf to do this for me, and go pick up my 5-year-old child in this state, and his name is this, and you can find him at this address, and then buy 2 plane tickets to Brazil or wherever it was, and then fly with him to Brazil, and I will meet you there. And you don't need to buy him a return ticket for 3 weeks, and I will give you 10 acres of property. It was insane. Attorney Linda, respond to me, email right now, because Johnny is waiting right now to be picked up in Brazil. Was that hilarious? I sent it to you because I'm like, what do I even do with this? And you're like, delete, block, delete. Hilarious. Yes, Sarah. Those go immediately into the delete and block section of email. Oh my God, so funny. Yep. Maybe, Betty, if they threw in some chickens and a goat, I might have considered it. Or like a really nice villa on a golf course, maybe I would sweet. Maybe I would consider it. Let's see, I don't even know this Brady letter. She is gorgeous, right? She's gorgeous. And there were some Gaddis detective. Oh, Robbie remembers Detective Gaddis from the Tellis trial, right? She was beautiful too. In that Las Vegas trial, every witness was more beautiful than the next. Like it was amazing. It was amazing, and it was a great watch. Let me just check my calendar to see when he's being sentenced. I know it's Wednesday. Wednesday at 11:30. We'll be covering that. Well, I don't know if that's 11:30 New York time or Las Vegas time. I don't know. I'm a little out of it today. Can you tell? Can you tell? Peter Trago said Sarah's trial was delayed a week due to the storm. Yes, that's true. Do you really think it will start on time? Well, they're supposed to start jury selection today, which I said is in New York a court holiday for Columbus Day, but it's not in Florida. How much damage did they have in that area? Well, I will tell you that it was pretty bad. It was bad. Maybe not as bad as Helene, but if Jules is in the chat, I don't know if she is or not. She lives down there and she had to evacuate, and it was really sad. Jason Smith misses Boss Baby, right? The Brady letter is the pregnant cop in the video. I know I can pull it up. Maybe I can pull it up and we can read it. But I'm wondering why they sent a Brady letter. I want to know the reason. Let's see. I didn't start early. It was 10. I started at 10:15. Who said I started early? $5. Robbie says $5 says Judge Cindy Lauper chooses the elder person. Enhanced? I don't know. Oh, yeah. I mean, life in prison without parole. We'll say 4 days with no power, Carrie says, but safe. Some people have been out without power for 2 weeks, so you're lucky, Carrie, and sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike Judson. This is a hat kinda day. Libby, come to Canada, no snow yet, we'll buy you Tim double beef retail with poutine. Poutine. Alright, here we go. This is the next letter, October 3rd, 2022. Frank Bankowitz. Dear Mr. Bankowitz, so this must be, let's see, lawyer number 2? Yes, lawyer number 2. Alright. I'm getting it. Mr. Bankowitz, I'm writing in regards to not hearing from you, and I'm becoming very concerned after receiving no response to any of my daily calls or from the letters I've sent. As of today, October 3rd, you have been my court-appointed attorney for almost 3 months, 12 weeks, 84 days, and only spoken to me 3 times. Can you imagine she's making, like, hash marks on the side of her cell with a pencil? I don't even think she gets a pencil. Maybe a grease pencil. Remember, Boss Baby got a grease pencil. That's funny. Um, you've only spoken to me 3 times, and I've written them down, and I'm going to tell you what they are. July 14th of 2022, video introduction, 15 minutes. August 2nd, 2022, video update, 15 minutes. 8/22/22, visit in person, 90 minutes. I've written 2 letters in the meantime. Also, my most recent I sent on 9/12/22 with no response. Oh, so now she's copying the court on this letter. So that's why it's in the court file. I'm unaware of the difficulties you're having in communicating with me, video, phone, letter, in person, especially via phone, which to me is the simplest form of doing so, even if just for a brief update, which takes only minutes. I believed you by giving me your personal cell number you were going to answer. I would at least know all is well and have a better understanding of the status of some things, what to plan on, or what I may need to work on. With no communication makes my end more difficult, drawn out, and painful. Please figure out whatever necessary for my phone calls to be answered, which you will be reimbursed for when you submit your costs. It feels at this rate of communication and meetings, and you just coming on board, not having all of my discovery to go over, still on top of everything else to be done, and depth. How much longer am I really going to be here, added to the 32 months already? It's like a pouty child, especially if we communicate. However, you eventually do only 1 time a month, if that. As for all of the month of September, I know nothing from not hearing from you. I understand you have other clients, as I am one also, and you've been recuperating from your back. But remember, please, how long I've been here. You are my 6th attorney, not by choice. Oh, wow, this is attorney number 6. And the magnitude of my case with not knowing what's going on or where you are, how much harder it is for me. I want to get on with my life, Mr. Bankowitz, and not miss any more time necessary for my son. I've already missed 4 of his birthdays and spent 3 of my own in here. Please understand. Wait, what's the date of this letter? 10/3/22. I thought she was only in jail since 2020. How did she miss 4 of his birthdays? Does he have birthdays? Does she celebrate half birthdays? Yeah, notice how her handwriting is changing. Vice says Bankowitz was a horrible attorney. He has more complaints here in Florida for extremely poor communications with clients. Hmm. Sarah, Sarah ignores all boundaries, even page margins. That's fantastic, Justine. Fantastic. Yeah, exactly, Ariel. They would have been privileged, right, if Sarah didn't also send the letter to the court. You are correct. Once you share the info or document with someone other than your attorney, there's no privilege. Right, including if I would tell my clients if they would say, "Oh, I want my boyfriend to come in for the meeting." I'd say, "All right, well, you have to understand that once there's a third person in the room, there's no privilege. You're breaking privilege." So you are very correct, Ariel, in your assessment there. Well done. Well done. As I spill my coffee again. No, two, I am patient. Well, I don't know, that's debatable. Clearly, after all the time already invested and still smiling and willing to go above and beyond whatever I or we need to do to properly and truthfully convey my very convoluted, misunderstood side of everything, which I boldly told you in our meeting last month, I am dedicated, ready to start, overdue. I'm so very grateful, Mr. Bankowitz, for all you are doing, have done, and will do. We're in this together, and I'm so blessed you are my attorney. God has put us in each other's paths for a reason. And I can't wait to see what you and he will do. I'm praying sixth times the charm. Please respond. I await your response. I am BB. Good morning. Let's call it. She's a psychopath narcissist. OMG, imagine being a cellmate. Not a love letter. Not a love letter, Scott. She was probably crafting, says Courtney. Yeah, Jules. You murdered a human being, you psycho. Unfortunately, the victim will miss out on the rest of his life. She's been in jail since her interview, right? But wasn't that 2020? It wasn't 2018 because she just said she missed 4 of her son's birthdays. So math ain't mathin', right? It's not me. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, 100% should have taken the deal. She was offered 15 years last week and she turned it down. Betty Paralegal. Yeah, one of the best moments in this case is her ex-husband immediately on scene being like, yes, she's an awful person. Please respond. I await your response. XOXO. Thank you profusely. Sarah Boone. And this was when Judge Wooten was on the case. Yeah. Next letter. November 3rd, 2022. And this is again to the judge. And she's got the date up here. She's got the nice 3-punch hold loose leaf. Dated 11/3/22. 4 weeks exactly since my last letter. And this is directly to the judge. Wayne Wooten. Freudian slip and fall. Freudian slip and fall over. That's a fantastic name. Time invested. Man, where are you going? You have nothing but time. You should see how Grace says you should see how Bankowitz and the 2 lawyers after him talk about working with her when they go ask for their compensation. That might be some more fun court documents to do while we're waiting. While we're waiting for the jury to be selected. Thank you. 2/25/2020. I knew it was in 2020. So how did she miss 4? Listen, if she missed the first 2 birthdays of her son in 18 and 19, that was her own damn fault. She can't be blaming the court system for that. Right, KPT? That's what I say. So there's that. Very self-important. Love when you guys make me laugh so early in the morning. Rescue puppy. Scary. Her and I have the same birthday. Oh, suitcases are hidden. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to share the birthday. Review for Freedom. It's the 50th anniversary of the Grateful Dead movie at Winterland shows. Yeah, makes me feel real old. Thanks for that. No, thank you. Review for Freedom. Declining 15 years was dumb. Dear Judge, wasn't intentional. Nope. It's not intentional. Oh, she stayed out of the margins this time. She did. Look at that. I mean, she turned down the plea deal and like she's already like usually you have to serve like 80-85%, right, of your sentence. She's already been in for 5, so she'd get credit for time served. Almost 5. I mean, by the time it, I don't know, dumb. But I guess she's so egotistical that she really doesn't think she did anything wrong and she really doesn't think she belongs there. Like, I don't belong here. Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? B says she's pumping up his ego talking about can't wait to see what you can do. Yo, lady. Yeah. If you take someone's life, you should just go straight to hell. Jail will do. Though tax money pays to keep them 3 hots in a cot, babe. 3 hots in a cot is what they say. All right, here we go. Judge Wayne Wooten, dear honorable Judge Wooten, forgive me in advance for having to utilize your invaluable time to ask the current quote progress of my case. But after not having any form of communication with my attorney appointed by you now after 11 weeks and counting, after sending 4 letters to my attorney appointed by you with no response, and after finally finding an outside resource to inform me of the uneventful, confusing filed documents online by my attorney appointed by you, I'm still waiting with the perpetual question mark over my head. Oh my God, that is a meme. If anybody has not made the perpetual question mark over Sarah Boone's head, that's going to be my next thumbnail in a thought bubble. It's a fantastic visual. She finally found an outside resource to inform her. So she's got somebody on the outside now. Look out. She's got someone on the outside helping her. No letters, no video visits, no face-to-face visits, no answered phone calls from my attorney or even a response from you, Your Honor, regarding one of my letters expressing my legitimate concern of what's going on in my case, all caps, and where's my attorney? It has now been 4 months since being appointed another attorney, number 6, and not by my decision, influence, or choice, and almost 3 of the 4 months not hearing from said attorney, 8/22/22, last correspondence. Why? What is the reason? Why haven't I received a letter, even a 15-minute video update, anything? Even after my pretrial conference on 10/25 is what truly confuses me and nonetheless upsets me. The fact that I was not in attendance so I could know what's going on in my case, all caps, especially considering I have not heard from my attorney in 11 weeks and should have been included. Oops. Should have been included. Underlined. Why was I not? This is my case. Was Mr. Bankowitz even there to represent me? In quotes. I don't know. Anything. Still, what does this remind you of? All right, we're going to play Name That Movie quote. I will not be ignored, Dan. I will not be ignored. Anyone? Anyone? Let's see who's going to get that one first. Gina, I can't help but laugh out loud and gasp in disbelief at the audacity of her. I will not be ignored, Dan. No Googling. You have to just know it. There we go. That's my girl. That's my girl, Paige. That is Fatal Attraction. That is Glenn Close. Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction, a classic. Grateful Glow. 1111 knows it. Glenn Close, the bunny boiler. How many men were scared to death to ever date a woman after watching Fatal Attraction? Because it's timeless. It is timeless. It is. It's timeless. Bernie, the underlining for emphasis is priceless. I just, if she would write in italics, that would even make it better. Make it better. Oh, Roseanne Barr. Oh, thanks, you guys. I needed to laugh. Thank you so very much. Jennifer. At least she doesn't have to use a grease pencil like Tellis. She doesn't know how lucky she is. Yeah, what are they giving her an actual pen? I mean, it's crazy. Yep, there's the bunny. There's the bunny. Yes, we have to ramp up. This is like we're ramping. We have to start slow and then we're gonna ramp to a frenzy. The problem is that my constitutional rights are incorrectly being waived. Oh, she spelled waived wrong. Sarah, I had such high hopes for you. But the legal term waived is WAIVED, sweetheart. It's not wave like, hi, bye. Without my knowledge or permission, I've never signed anything nor verbalized the idea that I wish to waive again. They have no dictionaries in jail? That I wish to waive any, all right, let's start that back to 1. I've never signed anything nor verbalized the idea I wish to waive my appearances to any of my court dates. I want to be present for all dates going forward, please, regardless the significance. All are significant to me since my attorney fails to relay any information in any way. If he's not going to, then I must myself inform myself, as always, my entire life. Oh, here's the world's tiniest violin, Sarah. World's tiniest violin playing for you. Why was she not at every court appearance? She should be. It's her opportunity to get out of jail. I agree with her there. I don't understand why they weren't, transporting her over to the jailhouse. Over to the courthouse. She's got that right to be there. What else can I do? Who else can I seek help from? I have you and God, Judge Wooten. If I do have an attorney, where is he? There's so much to do all over in my case. Hopefully the right way this time. Off to a rocky start where I wonder how more extended my time will be on top of the almost soon to be 36 months, 3 years already. Thanks for doing the math, babe. Thanks for doing the math. Is this how the quote justice system really works? Am I being penalized for wanting to be fully involved in everything in my case and intelligent enough to know how my case is being handled, is unjust and from my point of view, disastrous, considering I'm still here sitting in Orange County Jail, counting the days and praying my sixth attorney contacts me and we can move forward, finally coming to an end to this seemingly endless debacle. You would think, considering the circus show my entire case is being made out to be, with all the hype, sensationalism, and publicity, I received a letter from all the way across the pond, England, the other day. Well, that's what across the pond is, isn't it? It would be handled it would be being handled more professional, better. I learned something new every day about facts, quote, facts, events, and outcomes in my case from all the inmates and my officers as well. I wonder if they might know where my attorney is. A little humor. You got to throw a little humor in there. That's good. Catch the audience's attention. Bottom line, please understand, I don't want to be here any longer. I don't want to be hindered any longer in getting just to the starting line again. I don't want to be suppressed in being heard. Finally, truthfully and correctly. So when Judge Wooten, when will I hear from my attorney? Or you, please, just with some type of response other than a copy of my letters I keep sending, which I already have. Oh, do they have a Xerox machine? Good. Or did she just write them twice and keep a copy? In the meantime, it's my understanding the following documents have been filed in my case since the appointment of Frank Bankowitz, my attorney, MIA. 7-11, Bankowitz appointed. 7-12, pretrial conference order. Pretrial 10-25, trial 11-7. 8-29, pretrial canceled. 9-23, notice of unavailability by the state. 10-7, correspondence, my letter to Bankowitz. 10-12, correspondence to defendant, copy of my letter. 10-24, oh, she's learned how to get into the Orange County court system file. This is a problem. 10-24, notice of appearance. For what? Had 3 years ago. Well, the notice of appearance has to do with your attorney appearing for you. Not guilty plea. Already filed. Waiver of appearance. Oh, she learned how to spell waiver there. WAIVER of appearance. Never signed or agreed to. Compensation for what? What's been done? 10-25 with another asterisk. Substituting conflict counsel. Who is my attorney? 10-25, pretrial conference 1/17/23, trial 1/30/2023. Right. Wow. So the trial was originally scheduled for 1/30 of 2023, which was quite some time ago. As we are now in October 2024, and it's just going to be starting now. That's it. In the almost 4 months I've been a client of Mr. Bankowitz, this is the only quote progress. What's next? Where are my copies of everything filed ever? This is one way I can have some idea of what's happening. And please remember, I have no access to a computer nor any reliable outside source to check anything for me. I thought she just said she did have an outside source that was reliable. I'm confused. Don't contradict yourself in the same letter. Please mail copies. I'm trying to come up with any solution possible to keep me, the other party in my case, informed and updated. This also is a part of the court's responsibility. I would especially think, knowing I've not heard from my attorney in any way for 11 weeks plus. I want to be included. As always, I thank you for your time and understanding. Please help however you're able. I am not helpless. I am ready to get this quote show on the road and to hear from someone other than myself asking the same question over and over and over. What is going on in my case? Or how many more pens will I exhaust asking? Well done, Sarah. Well done. How many more pens will I exhaust asking? Grateful and patiently waiting. I await your response. XOXO, sincerely, Sarah Boone. There's her inmate number and her P.O. box in case you want to write to her. Because she might be your pen pal. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's from one of my favorite movies and Broadway shows, which I was lucky enough to see with Bryan Cranston starring on Broadway. You guys know I'm sure you know what movie / play that is. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. But you can feel free to put it in the chat. Christine says she does not really think this is a reality at all. She really doesn't. Network. Stephanie, already so quick. Guys are funny. And apparently I did not expect to laugh this much this morning. Look, RIP to George Torres Jr. RIP to it's very, very, very sad and tragic what happened to him, and that should happen to no one. It should happen to no one ever. But some people think this is in poor taste. But if we don't laugh, we're just gonna cry. So we have to do that occasionally. And I'm glad that you're laughing. Law junkie, grease pencil, equals eyeliner, win-win. Yes. Yes, that is so true. A grease pencil, you must be a youngster, SSS. It's like back in the day, young buck. It was it's a thing. It's a pencil. The tip of it is very soft and kind of like a crayons. Do you guys remember crayons? Like softer than a crayon, not as firm as a pen, but it's greasy, and you would peel this little. It had a little string on it, and you would peel the string, and it would peel down these layers of paper that would sort of like sharpen it again or give it like another sort of point. So that is what a grease pencil. You can't hurt yourself with it. This is pencil photocopied, so it looks black. Sarah Boone is a woman of conviction when it comes to her delusional belief of innocence. It was not intentional. So she just thought that she was going to be let out that day, right? She really, 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 really did. And she's mad about it. She's mad as hell. She's not gonna take it anymore. That's the feeling that I'm getting from these letters. Our next letter takes us to December 5th of 2022. I want to be present for all. I want it now. I want it now. It's our own personal Veruca Salt. Right? Yes, there's a string, Linda, that releases the grease pencils. Princess Sarah Boone says Kate Sharp. I want it now. Are you there? Are you there, Judge? It's me, Sarah. Erin Nash for the win. Are you there? On top says we certainly won't be losing a brain surgeon to the Department of Corrections. Yes, B. The plea deal she denied was for what, 15 years? Yep. She served how many so far? Well, February 2020. So almost 5. They have meetings, court to talk of pleas, and she doesn't have to be there. I've been there and not there either. You and God. Yep. That's it. I mean, she does have a right to be there. I would agree with her on that. She should be able to receive her file. I mean, look, Rex Heuermann, who is the suspected Long Island serial killer, because innocent till proven guilty. They even give him they give him 4 hours a day to go into the conference room and review his file. There's a hell of a lot of discovery in that case. So they should be allowed to do that, and she should, in all fairness, she should be getting copies of her file, and her attorney should be communicating with her. So I can't really blame her. It's just amusing to read these letters for the very first time, and I would not want to read them with anyone but you guys. Let's see if there's anything else. If nothing else, see, she is a bit comical, Team Brittany. She is. And that's what we just have to keep doing. They are owed a fair trial, no matter how much we dislike a defendant. 100%. 100% Venus Blue. And if she's able to prove battered spouse defense, I mean, we'll see. I don't think depraved heart is going to be something that's going to be hard to prove in this case. I just don't. That's the Florida standard. Okay. This is from December 5th of 2022. And this is to Judge Wayne Wooten. Again, direct to the judge, direct to the source. R.E. Sarah Boone, summary of progress. Numbers only. It's all I have, she says. 1. Since appointed by court, Frank Bankowitz, attorney number 6, July 11th, 2022, 21 weeks, 147 days and counting. So I can picture the hash marks on the wall in my head. 2. Since last spoke to Frank Bankowitz, attorney number 6, August 22, 2022, 15 weeks, 105 days and counting. Her frustration is ramping up. And I can't say that I blame her, really. 3, since pretrial conference, no response from attorney or court. October 25th, 2022, 6 weeks, 42 days and counting. 4, since my last letter to judge regarding MIA attorney and case, November 3rd, 2022, 4 weeks, 32 days and counting. Well, she's like, Judge, I held off for 4 weeks. So cut me a break here. I haven't written you in 4 weeks. 5, total hours of time represented by Frank Bankowitz, 3,528 hours and counting. Total hours of time spent with client Sarah Boone, 2. Oh boy. Freudian slip and fall over says, I can't believe she hasn't annoyed other inmates enough to not have gotten into a scuffle or two. She's insufferable. I mean, she fights with her words, I think. She hurts them with her words. Well, Miss Red Velvet, good morning or good afternoon to you. What is happening is that you were being held in jail for putting your husband in a suitcase. Not even her husband, it was her boyfriend. But yeah, that is what's happening. Yeah, it's like a high school note, says Law Junkie. All right. B says, this is how they do things, though. And if it's a public defender, then you don't get to see them, usually 5 minutes before the actual hearing, but haven't been in for any violent crimes yet. Just stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. And please don't commit any violent crimes. If we can talk you down, B, we're here for it. We're here to talk you down from committing any violent crimes. Yeah, who hasn't hit the like button yet? I'll turn off the air conditioning if you think I won't. It's cold in here today anyway. It's cold today. I already have fleece on. Enough. I want my summer back. My summer was not very good weather here, and I feel like summer was we were robbed. We were robbed. Where's my attorney? Where are you, Judge Wooten? I understand the holiday mode everyone is in as we inmates sit and wait for it to pass. But before I/we come to the end of yet another year, almost 3 for me in OCCD, it would be respectable of the court to please advise the status and location of my attorney foremost, and also provide any real, quote, progress of my case, which is difficult to do. And further, without an attorney, nonetheless, after being appointed so many, I thought hopefully the level of dysfunction would be lessened. Oh no, the level of dysfunction is high indeed, honey. And I don't think Santa's coming to jail so you could sit on his lap. I just don't think so. I don't think that's part of your constitutional rights. I don't think you're gonna get a goose for Christmas either, and I don't think there's gonna be any presents under your tree. But, yeah, the holiday mode is a real thing. Sorry, babe, it's a real thing. From, like, mid-December through, like, January 7th, it's just a dead time. It's people are celebrating. You got your sometimes Hanukkah falls in that period of time, sometimes it's early, but, it's holiday season. Deck the halls and all, Holiday cheer. Sorry that you're not included, but you can feel that she's wanting holiday season, and it's kinda sad, but not really. Um, I thought hopefully the level of dysfunction would be lessened. Unfortunately, to date, I'm sadly mistaken, and I feel I've been severely misled. Oh, she spelled misled wrong. That's mislead, but even more unfortunate seems to be the lack of representation, in quotes, from any party of my case other than myself. Look at the numbers. See, it's starting. Her brain is starting. She's like, I should just represent myself because look at the numbers. I could do a better job. In the meantime, and in preparation for the upcoming status hearing on 12/20 at 10:45 a.m., which I just received notice for, thank you for the inclusion. I'm in the process of writing to our governor regarding the mismanagement of my case and the multiple added obstacles and deterrents I am experiencing trying to avoid any further time consuming hindrances or setbacks going forward. Oh my God. She wants to talk to the manager. She wants to talk to the manager. Governor, I'm going to the governor. It's a veiled threat, Judge. It's a veiled threat, and you're going to get in trouble. Look what I'm going to do. That's funny. Some of the major legitimate concerns of mine are the violations of my constitutional rights, the degree of neglect, and the nonchalant approach by everyone in my case to substantially progress. and the illegal, non-permissive release and distribution by the Orange County Sheriff's Department of crucial, confidential case files, videos, photographs, documents, etc., pertinent to my case, which I have not even seen or even know about. Everyone knows more than I do about my case, all caps. Stop shouting at the judge, Sarah. As a result, it is impossible to choose a jury that will be impartial, fair, and uninfluenced by all the mutated, exaggerated, hyped sensationalism. I mean, is she getting to read the Daily Mail while she's in jail? Because how many people is she talking to on the outside that are giving her all this information? Full Karen mode. Yes, Shelly babes. Team Brittany, I'm probably in the minority, but I seriously believe she got blackout drunk and didn't remember squat when she woke up. Is it an excuse? No, but I think that's what happened. I'm leaning that way too. It's just the videos of her taunting him in the suitcase are what's gonna convict her, I think, because she knew he was in there. She did pass out. I think she was a serious alcoholic. I mean, you could just hear it in her voice, right? I don't think it was intentional, but I think she shows a depraved heart. She just didn't care. And I think that comes through in the video. Freudian says, I think so too. And over time, her memories come back. Memories reconstructive. So gradually, bits and pieces have probably returned. Chandal agrees. All right. She thinks she can't pick a jury. This being a significant reason, I requested a change of venue previously. At this point, it will make no difference. There's nowhere I am not known. I don't know if she's proud about that, mad about it. I don't think she's mad about it. The premature, unfair. Do you know who I am? Do you know who? Don't you know who I am? I'm Sarah Boone, damn it. The premature, unfair judgment by everyone has wrongfully and inappropriately already been made. I haven't even seen my discovery or know where my attorney is, my sixth attorney. Not only am I the other party in my case, still in the dark with everything, I am blind and in the dark. What do you mean the other party? You are the only party in your case. Aside from the state, you are the defendant. There's no co-defendant here, babe. I am blind and in the dark. This is wrong, unfair, especially for a still proud citizen of the United States of America, and unacceptable. There is more to everything, much more, and in which I've been patient to an extreme to explain, interpret, and educate what now seems to be the whole world. Wow, she's really sort of inflating her self-importance among the worldwide true crime population. Everyone knows about me now. The whole world knows about me. Yeah, Margaret, this screams, I want to have control. Linda says the epitome of infamous forever. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. The fact that I named the stream Boone's Farm makes you win the internet today. Thank you. Happy Monday. Not only do I call it Boone's Farm. Oh, did I put the Boone's Farm bottle on this one? Because Boone's Farm, Strawberry Hill. This is the first thing I thought of when I thought of this case, and so I just think the whole thing is like Boone's Farm, Looney Farm. I am hopeful the governor will be able to untangle the chaos and mistreatment. No one else seems to be available or willing to abide by the protocol of our quote justice system and rightfully, eagerly apply themselves. I'm hoping still these aforementioned topics can be further discussed at the hearing on the 20th, and in which I am bringing to everyone's attention prior. I have not heard from my court-appointed attorney to date, so I'm unaware what else may be on the docket. It's time to finally move forward and in all the right ways. Happy holidays, Sarah Boone. Mr. Bankowitz, I am also sending a direct copy to you in case the court and/or judge does not, therefore giving no reason of any unsurety of my ongoing concerns regarding having no communication from you in any manner for almost 4 months. I believed the court and/or judge would have sent copies to you of all my letters to them, but since I've been unsuccessful in receiving a response or update by their side also, I'm taking it upon myself to make sure everyone is aware I am still sitting here waiting on you. Please respond, and I look forward to seeing you at the hearing, if not before then, with very much overdue and anticipated progress. Thank you. Sarah Boone. I mean, did she think she was going to soften him up with that last dig and that somehow that would force him to want to respond to her? It seems that way. I don't even know what to make of this. Compare and contrast this with, for those of you who watched the Carly Gregg trial with me, Bridget Todd, who represented Carly Gregg for free, aka pro bono, and visited Carly Gregg in jail almost every single day. Sometimes you assigned counsel, public defenders have huge caseloads and they are not always able to come visit you every day. But it does seem like Mr. Bankowitz, from what you guys are telling me in the chat, um, has some other complaints. Thank you, Team Brittany, for gifting a membership. That's very sweet of you this morning. Hottie, thanks for the 10. Sarah's diagnosis equals diarrhea. Yeah, I think I already addressed that one, but if not, I did it again. Good morning, Nay. Thanks for the Australian 10, and thanks for tuning in from Down Under. Friends episode, Joey writes a letter of support for Monica and Chandler's adoption. Signed, Little Baby Kangaroo. Thank you. Oh, poor Matthew Perry. Poor Matthew Perry. Very sad. Jury selection supposedly began this morning. That's the word on the street. Check the court docket real quick and see if anything's coming up. I mean, it says that it's on today for a hearing. There's a witness list. We'll look at that maybe after we're done reading this. I don't think it's being televised though, right? They rarely televise jury selection. Sometimes they do. I think in Chad Daybell, you guys said that they did. Audio only maybe or something. Here is the next letter, post-Christmas, January 10th of 2023 to Counselor Frank Bankowitz. Number 6. Mr. Bankowitz, hello and Happy New Year. I hope the holidays were lovely and very memorable for you and your family. I just wanted to check in as I have not heard from you since the status hearing back on 12/27/22. I want to confirm you're still my attorney after your motion to withdraw was filed on 12/19 of 2022. Oops. It's my understanding you are, which is why I'm writing to you directly, but also including Judge Wooten for fear I did not receive a response, or I do not receive a response like the last almost 5 months, 21 weeks, 147 days. It's very important to me you're aware my questions and concerns for the anticipated pretrial conference on 1/17/23. If you're unable to speak to me beforehand, which I'm very much hoping you will be. Unfortunately, I'm unsure what else to inquire about as I'm unaware of any other, quote, progress going on in my case. In the meantime, please see below and thank you in advance for the information and clarification. This is like, as an attorney, this is like the client from hell. 1, pretrial conference, Tuesday, 1/17/23. I would like to be in attendance. What time, please? I've not received a notice via mail or heard from you to ask, and no time was stated during the status hearing. Please make the necessary arrangements for me to be included. It is my right. 2, waiver of appearance. Please mail or bring the appropriate documents to unwaive my appearances going forward to everything I am able to be included on, so I am kept updated with any and all status of my case. It is my right. Please note, I have not signed any paperwork for you since the start of your representation, 7/11/22, as my attorney, so I'm unclear how my right to appear was waived in the first place, nor have I verbally given permission for the waiver either. Please provide the signed copy at your earliest convenience. 3. Reason for withdrawal. It was not made known by you as my attorney or stated by the judge to the court during the status hearing. I was completely blindsided and still massively confused for the attempt, as our attorney client relationship hasn't even been established from the 2 hours we've spoken out of the now 4,536. Do they have calculators in prison, or is she doing like full on the loose leaf, like multiplication tables? And the general information, it was when we actually did. If you had genuine, legitimate concerns, I thought from a professional, moralistic standpoint, you would have discussed with me, or at least mentioned, rather than being uncommunicative for almost 6 months, an entire half of another year for me just sitting here with nothing to show but the perpetual question mark still over my head. Oh, the perpetual question mark. Maybe a slide ruler or an abacus, says whoever. Oh. I would have hoped if you were unable to maintain your workload, which still presently includes me as your client, you would not have made the decision to take on my case and even give me, quote, selling points on all your capabilities and resources. Why? Please help me understand. We're supposed to be working together and for each other rather than against. Like she's co-parenting with him. It worries me futuristically. Is that a word? Futuristically? Also, I have not to date received the copy of your withdrawal or your withdraw, Judge Wooten said I was included on when reading the certificate of service during the hearing. Please provide me a copy. 4. Phone account. It's almost a shame, says Johnny. That's B. Didn't go full on sovereign citizen. Nell says, as a victim of DV, I can relate to Ashley, but I think Sarah was equally abusive. That's what a lot of people seem to think. No mention of her child in any of these letters, says Sharon. Grace Space says, that's a word, but that's not what it means. Phone account. It was previously told to me by you in our one in-person meeting, 8/22/22, that you already had this set up and were having your assistant look into it so that we could use it. After not answering any of my calls, the few I did make in an attempt to touch base with you to provide requested information you asked me for, I stopped calling you, Mr. Bankowitz, and have not to date since September of 2022. Kept hoping you would call me or set up a visit, even for 15 minutes, which has not happened. Please help me understand why you gave me your personal cell phone number. She's like a jilted lover. A jilted lover. I'm not calling you. You should call me first. I'm punishing you by not calling you. Also, to clarify for you, the judge, etc., I did not avidly search for the statements regarding your public reprimands in 2015 and 2018. Oh, he had some public reprimands. He was publicly sanctioned. Attorney Adam Lally says she showed her math work on the back of this page. Straight A's. Straight A's. She has to show her work. I want her to show her work. I want to see her work. She's like, you should be lucky that I didn't search out. I didn't avidly. I mean, I think she meant to say actively search. And she's kind of like, now she's like digging. She's like, that's like a dig. Like, I know, like you have already been publicly sanctioned and humiliated, and I didn't even search for it because I'm trying to give you a shot, trying to give you a chance here. In an attempt to speak with you from no response to my letters or calls, cell or office, when having someone look up any contact alternative, and to confirm your address from a letter I sent that was returned, then resent, the reprimands were discovered and for the same complaint as mine. lack of communication. She's like, I've got your number, dude. During the status hearing, when I made this known, I was not clear in the end if you were going to actually set up again the phone account to be used, which any and all callers, inmates, must have established in order to speak to family, friends, attorneys, anyone. It is nothing new or extra, and all costs incurred can be submitted for payment to the court, as you have done in the past already. This is how attorneys communicate with their clients here in OCCD. Another option, in addition to 45-minute video visits, 15-minute at-home visits, in-person visits, and of course, the postal service. Oh, now she's getting snarky. The postal service. It would definitely make sense to use in avoidance of even more time being exhausted and the length between any visits in the future, which will only help the progress of everything. Will you be utilizing? I mean, listen, he could bill enough time just for reading her letters that he could make a living off of it. I don't know what the going rate is for public defenders in Florida, in Orange County, but I'm betting it's at least as much as they're paying Hank Brennan to prosecute Karen Reed at $2.50 an hour. Just a guess. If anybody in the chat is a public defender in Florida or knows, let me know what the hourly rate is. 5, discovery/case materials. In the status hearing, you stated you have 2 boxes of information that are out of order. $1 billion. $1 billion. That just reminded me of Richie Rich. I used to read Richie Rich comic books. Did anybody ever used to read Richie Rich comic books when they were, young? Younger? Richie Rich. I love those. It was a $15,000 flat rate for Sarah. Interesting. I guess they were like, yeah, no, it's not worth it. It was capped at 15K. Interesting. He probably blew through that just reading her letters alone. Oh, you read Richie Rich? Me. I read both Archie and Richie Rich. Yep, both. All around the same time, Richie Rich. Right? Oh my God, the Gen X references that we all have together is amazing. He's an appointed private lawyer. Yeah, sometimes they go outside. Like, for example, Rex Heuermann, back to the Long Island serial killer, accused Long Island serial killer and it's innocent until proven guilty, as is Sarah Boone. The public defenders in the county where Rex Heuermann is awaiting trial, Suffolk County, New York, does not have any lawyers that try murder cases. So they always hire private attorneys, but they are court appointed. And his attorney, Michael Brown, is exceptional. That is going to be an amazing trial that we won't be able to watch on television because it's New York. But I'm going to be there every day reporting back to you because I can't wait. I don't know when it's going to be yet. But it's going to be like a showcase showdown between Ray Tierney, who says he's trying this case. He's the district attorney. And Michael Brown. That is going to be a show. I want to watch it. I want a third row seat because I'm not media. I'm an attorney, so I have to sit in the third row instead of the first two. Oh, wow. Just wow. Yeah, exactly, Julie Murphy. She expects an Alan Jackson defense for 15K. ATV. I predict Saint Sarah of the Samsonite. Well done, my friend. Well done. Will be the best witness for the prosecution. Good Citizen. Do they still make Mad Magazine? I don't know. Does anybody read magazines anymore? I mean, I love a good like fashion magazine, although I never have time to read them. I had to cancel my subscription to like Vogue because I just never got to read it, and they would pile up and give me anxiety because I would feel like I had to read them, and then I would wind up recycling them, and that wasn't good. I don't know if they still make Mad Magazine. Law Junkie, have I watched Colby Ryan's podcast, the Star Wars podcast? No. Heartbreaking watching him talk on the phone with his mom. Oh, I heard about that. Oh, thanks, Will. But Mad is still the thing. So is Cracked. I know the person who used to be the publisher of, was it Relics? Relics or High Times? I can't remember which one she used to be involved in, but Oh, those were the days. Oh, they still do. Crash Daddy's Canon has Mad Magazine in your store. Where's your store? Tell us where your store is so that anybody who wants, I'll let you promote your store in here because, first of all, Crash Daddy's Canon is one of the best names ever. And if you want to promote your store, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't because everyone's going to know you're free Karen Read. They'll come in, they'll do bad stuff. Forget it. Never mind. $15 for magazines. I know. I know it's insane. Lawyers 1 and 3 to 5 were public defenders who withdrew for conflict reasons. That's interesting. What was their conflicts? No updates on Carly Gregg getting a new trial yet. I haven't even seen any opposition papers from the state in that case yet. But as soon as I have them in hand, we will look at them together. All right. But we digress as always. Okay. Teen Beat. Oh my gosh, Candy Cane. Candy Cane Teen Beat magazine. All right. Full disclosure. On my wall growing up were posters of Scott Baio and Bucky Dent. Okay. It's out there now. It's out there. Scott Baio and Bucky Dent. Now you know. What you do with that information, I suggest you put it in the vault because I'm sharing with you. Tell me what posters you had on your walls. And I'm sure that the Scott Baio poster was right out of the centerfold of Teen Beat magazine. Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy, that's a fun fact, was my first concert. My mother took us to see Sean Cassidy. I think it was Nassau Coliseum with my mom. Yep, that was crazy. Never was into Leaf Garrett. Never really was a fan. Crazy. Bucky Dent. Yeah, Bucky Dent. I'm old school. I'm old school. Loved me some Bucky Dent. Heather Locklear. How about the Farrah poster with the orange bathing suit? Who had that? Bo Jackson and Johnny Depp. Scott Baio blocked me on Twitter. What, Alicia? That's the best story ever. Is he even on Twitter? Is he even still out there? What is he doing with his life? That's crazy. Oh my God, Kirk Cameron, Patrick Swayze. Oh, Farrah with the lifeguard bathing suit. Those were the times. Those were the days. Back to Sarah, as she likes it. 5, discovery/case materials. In the status hearing, you stated you have 2 boxes of information that are out of order and unorganized. Have you organized and reviewed? How long have they been in your possession? When will we be going over? It is extremely concerning that this is all you have. It has been said there were 3, 5, 6, a ton from some of the attorneys prior on my case. Which is it? And what is there? I mean, if he hasn't already been relieved as counsel, he's like dying to get that order in hand to be like, I don't even have to respond to this woman. 3 years later, I'm still wondering. I've also put in numerous hours, pages, pen ink of my own information, which I am praying is in either of the boxes you currently have. Please let me know as the, what does that say? As the something amount, added amount of even more time to locate, receive, review anything missing from everyone receiving before then, them withdrawing will most definitely be extreme. Her handwriting is disintegrating a bit. I don't know what you have. I also could assist in organize. I was waiting for her to volunteer to organize it. I also could assist in organizing what you do have, considering it's all part of my case. I'm eagerly waiting and more than willing to help. With this and everything else, I just need to see what there is, which I have yet to 3 years later. 6, prosecutor. Is there a new one in my case? I noticed his attendance during the 3 status hearing attempts and came to the conclusion there is, since you have not communicated with me this or any information, nor an announcement made by the court. I do not know. If so, what is his name? What is his background? I want a copy of his CV. Wah, wah, wah. Mr. Bankowitz, you must understand how insignificant I have been made to feel with the never-ending debacles, hurdles, and stumbling blocks I have, and I'm going through, and still facing since becoming incarcerated. No one seems to listen ever. I refuse, absolutely refuse to believe this. My entire experience to date really is how our justice, quotes, in quotes, system operates. I refuse because, as said to you, Judge Wooten, the court, to everyone else in the status hearing, and to anyone who truly cares, my reason is hope, never ending, no matter what. Hope. This being the entire reason I am even here for my incarceration. Nothing is impossible with God. And I await my day to say my truth and side of everything. Please don't give up. I have not and will not ever. I await your responses. Always, Mr. Benkowitz. Thank you. XOXO, Sarah Boone. Um, yeah, Wayback Machine for Bucky Dent. Never once did she say in any of these letters that we have read so far, never once has she shown any sort of remorse, any sort of, I really miss my partner. I really miss George. I wish this didn't happen. And this would have been a good opportunity for her to do that, show some remorse, because she must have known these were going to become part of the public court file. She must have known. And if these letters had that sort of tone, we may have been speaking differently. Like, she's really remorseful. She really feels badly. She feels bad about what happened. The Goodmans had Farrah and Cheryl Tiegs. Oh, that's interesting. I remember back to Teen Beat, like Charlie's Angels were in every single issue back then too. Heather Thomas in a pink bikini. That was Will's. Who is Bucky Dent? Bucky Dent played for the New York Yankees a very, very long time ago, children. Very, very. Anybody ever watch Eliza Schlesinger do her routine about the elder millennial? It's hilarious. I've seen her live and in person, and she is amazing. In fact, when I saw her, she was like 9 months pregnant, and she was up on stage, and she was killing it. Killing it. Attorney Adam Lally. I wonder who will be more shocked at sentencing, Tellis or Boone. I mean, I'm really eagerly awaiting the Robert Tellis sentencing. I just can't wait to see him again. I miss him. Who misses Boss Baby? We need some Boss Baby emojis in the chat. Oh, you guys, I have a special treat for you. I have a special treat for you because I listen to you and I'm here to help. And I do understand you and I listen. So hold on. I gotta turn myself down. But I have a new emoji for you, especially for this trial. Wait, why did it not populate? Hold on a second. I have to refresh my YouTube and see if it'll repopulate. Do 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 do. Let's see. I don't know if anybody's found it yet today. What? I know I published it. Hold on, let me go on the desktop. It's really, really, really good. Promise you. Let's say. No, didn't populate. All right, I'm gonna have to go back. It was a Dr. Pepper can, and I was so proud of it. I made it just for this trial, Dr. Pepper. Oh, Kelly, we love this chat too. The cast of The Outsiders. Yeah, that was a great movie. Great movie, Barb. I know you don't like Bucky Dent in Boston. It's okay. I'm a Yankee. I come from a Yankee season ticket family. I can never, ever even pretend to root for the Red Sox. It's just never going to happen. It's just not. Sean in the Gulf is married to Scott Baio's co-star in Charles in Charge. What? What? I don't know. Is that true? How come I didn't know this? Huh? Tell me who. Oh, Ron Duguay. Let me tell you about Ron Duguay. Ron Duguay slid into my DMs. Just saying. Now he's with Sarah Palin, though. So, whatevs. No big whoop. Remember those Sassoon commercials? Ooh La La Sassoon, and he had the hair, and he was skating around on the ice, and he did Sassoon. Was it Sassoon he did or Jordache? I think it was Sassoon. But again, we digress. KL, I feel you. I feel you on the Ron Duguay thing. And I have to say that I think that Sabinajad gets blowouts in between periods. I'm just going to say it. I think he's got a stylist backstage, and he's definitely getting blowouts between periods. If you know, you know. Moving on to the next letter from March 22nd of 2023. I saw that. Supposedly there's a coconut Dr. Pepper. It's freaking me out a little bit. I love coconut. I don't know how coconut Dr. Pepper would be. I don't know. She just wants her Dr. Pepper in a smoke. I know. It's true. Compass Reality definitely doesn't miss Bond's baby. It's so true. I know. All right. Now we are only into March of 2023. I know this is long, but it's mildly amusing. Again, to Frank Bankowitz. But wait, I thought he was relieved. Hold on now. I got to go back. I got to find out when he was relieved. I'm in the court docket. Give me a second here. This was December. Didn't he ask to be relieved in December? Or there's a lot of filings in this case, my friends. It's up there with like Kowalski. The motion to withdraw. It was denied. The motion to withdraw was denied without prejudice on December 22nd of 2022. Hold on a second. All he said in his motion to withdraw as counsel was, on or about July 11th, 2022, the undersigned was a court appointed to represent the defendant in the action. 2, due to the irreconcilable differences which have arisen between the undersigned, his client, and his family, the undersigned will be unable to effectively and properly continue representing the defendant herein. Wait a second. Irreconcilable differences? You're going to have to see this because we need to look at this together. His family was getting mad at him. That's what I'm gleaning from this. Frank Bankowitz. For some reason, Mary Poppins just popped into my head. Wasn't their name Banks? They were like the Banks family, George Banks. Motion to withdraw as counsel, Frank Bankowitz. On or about July 11th, the undersigned was court appointed to represent the defendant in the above action, or above styled causes, which I don't even know what that means. Above styled causes, that's Florida lingo. We say action. Above entitled to action. They say above styled causes. So funny how every jurisdiction has like different lingo. Due to the irreconcilable differences which have arisen between the undersigned, his client, and his family, the undersigned will be made unable to effectively and properly continue representing the defendant herein. So he's like, my family is upset with me representing her. Because maybe all of these letters that she was writing to the court were being publicized, obviously, and the YouTubers were talking about them, and he was embarrassed. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim. Cherie. Wasn't George Banks father of the bride? Was he? That was a great movie too, Father of the Bride. The Banks family from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was a great show. Fun fact, JV3 about Ron Duguay. He slid his jersey 4 to 5 inches from the seam so he would appear faster when skating. That is so funny. I think George Banks was father of the bride, but wasn't he also in Mary Poppins? Am I losing it? I could be. I mean, I lose it often. All right. Anyway, it seems that Mr. Bankowitz's family was giving him a hard time about representing Sarah Boone. So he is like, listen, I can't lose my family. I'd rather lose her as a client. Um, then they had a status hearing, it seems. After that, what day was this? But he didn't show up for Bankowitz. December 22nd, 2022. Sarah Boone being now present, represented by David Varrett, Frank Bankowitz counsel, not present. Well, they didn't really give us any information there. And then they had another status hearing. Status hearing held. Defendant did not ask court to remove attorney. Defendant's motion to withdraw is hereby denied without prejudice. Defense attorney is to coordinate meeting with defendant prior to 1/17/23 pretrial conference. So, he was like, "Sorry, I'm not letting you out of this case." That's what it seems like. Hmm. Nay's being thrown back. She's like, "No, I just wanna watch The Partridge Family." Kimber Douglas said, "My mom heard you because I'm watching with the door open, and she came to ask what case it was this time." It's one of those cases that we just can't make up. Well, it seems like Bankowitz was having some problems with his family over this case, and really, who could blame him because they're just like, "Listen, dad, like, they're talking about you on YouTube, and, we don't want you to have any part of this," and, John was like, "Yeah, no." Jane and Michael Banks, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are the kids, right? Jane and Michael. Mhm. Yes, Banks, and he was a banker. Mhm. Alright, next letter is in all the way in August. Oh, look at that. She held off for a little while, it seems. Oh, dear judge. August 26, 2023, 100 more days of no communication. Judge Wooten, quote, "How do you feel about your attorney withdrawing?" End quote. During an attempted video visit by a misrepresented, shifty reporter, this is how I was made aware of my, quote, attorney Frank J. Bankowitz cowardly and for the second time trying to ungracefully bow out of my case. Well, at least somebody's calling you in jail. Like, even if it is a reporter, at least somebody's calling you, right? Mr. Matt Johnson. Oh, Miss Matt Johnson's from Court TV. I like Matt Johnson. He was in Dedham every day too for the Karen Reed trial, Norfolk County. Mr. Matt Johnson, please honor the integrity and ethics of a real reporter and not camouflage yourself as my quote friend in order to push your way through the rules and regulations of the correctional facility. Professional is also an option when scheduling, but clearly does not pertain to you. Just don't schedule at all, as I have nothing to report to you or Court TV altogether. You are not even a real news channel and only add to the confusion and hysterics wrongfully, illegally, and inappropriately concocted in my case. Do not contact. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She called out Matt Johnson in a court filed letter. Did you, I guess you guys knew about this. Oh my gosh, Willie Ames. Yes, Willie Ames. Thank you, Law Junkie. You must be behind, but yes. Hi. Petty paralegal, thanks for the 5. Is the public allowed inside during jury selection? Yes, they should be. About to call my Uncle Mike and send him to trial watch. They should be. Interesting. Interesting. Anne says there's another YouTuber who read through her inmate records, takes about 3 hours, a little search, and you'll find it. Yeah, I don't want to stream another person's stream though. Those documents are not independently available. I'm not gonna stream swipe someone else's stream, someone else's work and hard work. So thank you for that. But I can't. I won't do it. I have integrity, unlike Matt Johnson, who pretended to be Sarah Boone's friend to get a video interview with her, and she's not happy about it, and she wants the world to know. So I bet you anything. I bet you Aiden Carney could have got an interview with her if he tried. I bet she would like him better than Matt Johnson. Just saying. From my perspective, am I surprised my attorney is trying to yet again give up completely? No. Is it a blessing? Yes. Let's be honest. Frank J. Bankowitz is a dud of an attorney. Oh, them biting words, girl. He's unprofessional, hides, lies, and is disrespectful. I had a feeling when other attorneys spoke about him, winced, sighed, or rolled eyes, saying they have some of his clients. And after finding his 3 public reprimands, I announced to the court, and which he said pissed him off, being the reason for his first attempted. Oh, sorry, I have a whole blank page in there. Withdraw. This was going to be an adventure, but nonetheless, I guess that should say, hoped for the best. Unfortunately, I seem to have gotten the worst. Thankfully, there are many other professional and scrupulous, valiant attorneys still available. And hopefully, after all my previous letters and 6 withdrawals to date, not by my choice, Judge Wooten, you will remove the blindfold this time when throwing your, quote, darts of justice at the, quote, remember everyone has constitutional rights and should be treated fairly dartboard. Oh my gosh, that is, I mean, these letters, they're not the Bettero letters, agreed, but these letters are going to go down in history and they should be published. I'm going to read that again because that is so beautifully written that it deserves a second go. It's a run-on sentence, but I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it. Thankfully, there are many other professional and scrupulous, valiant attorneys still available. And hopefully, after all my previous letters and 6 withdrawals to date, not by my choice, Judge Wooten, you will remove the blindfold this time when throwing your darts of justice at the remember everyone has constitutional rights and should be treated fairly dartboard. Mic drop moment. And you wear glasses, so let's go for the bullseye, please. Thank you in advance for hopefully caring this time. I mean, and you wear glasses? And she's like, is that like a subtle like insult? 4 eyes. I mean, okay. All right. Also, if you are insistent on continuing to be my judge, insistent on continuing to be my judge. He really, really wants your case. I mean, she does have a point. It has taken a long time. You're right. Did she waive speedy trial? I'm gonna have to say, I'm assuming she did. Um, Sarah's like, please have your Uncle Mike go and report back. Sarah would totally subscribe to me over Vinny, Lisa. Well, Sarah, listen, I just want to point out that your writing is superb. I love it. Your not only your handwriting, but your legal prowess and prose. I mean, this you should publish these letters if you can. I mean, if you get convicted, they won't allow you to keep any of the proceeds, but you know, the son of Sam law and all, but these are well done. I mean, I have to give credit where credit is due, girl. That's what I'm doing. Also, if you are insistent on continuing to be my judge, as revolution is supposed to be every 2 years, I'm ongoing for now. And you've stated to me in your courtroom previously, I have not because I ask not. May you please observe and act independently as a judge and utilize your judicial authority to judicially maintain forward direction of proper, lawful, ethical treatment and respect of the client in any case, effective communication between all parties, especially the client and attorney, is being made productive, regular progress is being achieved, and all around fairness of and in every aspect is constant. Whew. Aren't you tired of getting my letters always asking about the same questions, concerns, and drab information? Well, I know we are. I don't know about the judge. It's part of his job. Please do not ignore and avoid what I have to say any longer, as I'm sure the taxpayers are unapproving of their tax dollars, mine too, being wasted for all my attorneys. You keep blundering. It took almost 14 months before my I told you so moment with Bankowitz and all my other attorneys. 42 months total. She's mad as hell. Please also see finally the absolute unfairness, fabrications, impediments, illegalities, and dysfunctions ongoing in my case, and how truly, unmistakably ransacked by the, oh, maybe they're copying each side of the page, justice system and perverted by the whole world. My entire case has been and become. Add yourself also to the mayhem, hype, and added difficulties. Oh, girl. Perverted. It's not really perverted. It's not really the best choice of words, but I have an unfair opportunity in everything with all the predisposed, non permissive, illegally distributed, case altering, sensitive information and details spread globally for everyone's viewing except me. My hand is known before the cards are even out of the box. There's not a bell anywhere that hasn't already been rung for all to hear. Seeds have been planted, all illegally and unfairly. For the monumental amount of time, allowing the world to abuse and devastate my private case information, lack of proper orders, not having an appropriate attorney, and non existent security and protection of any kind for all said information becoming so easily accessible, mutated, and shared without my permission and before my trial is it is unfair and unlawful that a heavily prejudiced, ignorant, incorrect prejudgment has been made as a result. This could have been stopped, lessened, or averted if someone was doing their job correctly. I am still doing mine by telling you so. I am not. I mean, the court files in Florida are public. Some states make it more difficult than others to get court documents. Florida is really easy. Um, so there's that. Maybe you shouldn't have done what you did. I mean, it is what it is. Says I'm grateful my employer recognizes Columbus Day. I know some people are off, some people are not. It's weird. She is yelling in her letter, yes. The Maya case is on appeal. I don't think she got any money. Bonita, I don't think so. I know. Can you imagine? Carol says, Aiden interviewing Sarah, that could be a pay-per-view event. Oh, for sure. For sure. Maybe you should put a bug in his ear. Maybe he should try and get an interview with her because that would be awesome. Can we get a photo up real quick of Bucky Dent? Let's see. I mean, your wish is sometimes my command, right? Oh, Bucky. Oh, Bucky. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it. There he is. I mean, come on now. Oh, here's a good one. I mean, what say you? Right? I mean, it was the 80s. It was a good time. It looks like this one he was a little bit older. I mean, for those of you who don't know, let's check the Wikipedia. Oh, this was in 2010. Wait, is he still alive? Yeah, he's 72. What? Well, I certainly liked older men when I was a teenager. Bucky Dent earned 2 World Series rings as the starting shortstop for the Yankees in 77 and 78, both over the LA Dodgers, and was voted the World Series Most Valuable Player Award in 1978. He's most famous for his home run in a tiebreaker game against the Boston Red Sox at Fenway, the end of the 1978 regular season. Eat that, Boston. I mean, if you know, you know, right? Thank you. Thanks, BLT, for asking me to do that. That was fun. That was a blast from the past, huh? All right, back to Sarah because it's always about Sarah. I am not wrong. That was the last sentence of her last paragraph. No, still, I believe it all depends on how much money, notoriety, and benefits anyone and everyone can get for themselves. And however, no matter the destruction caused or the ominous, irreparable shadow made along the very lucrative way, a system for all the wrong reasons. As for Bankowitz and his irreconcilable differences, this means because I asked again about his phantom phone numbers and any progress occurring since not speaking to him in months and after 408 days, 58 weeks, and 9,792 hours of his representation from the date of appointment, 7/11/22, to withdraw attempt 8/22/23. She's got nothing but time. She's got nothing but time to count and count and count. What is that song from Rent? 9,770 something hours, minutes. Somebody knows that, I'm sure. I think in song lyrics. With only 6 in-person meetings totaling plus 7 hours out of 9,792, 525,600 minutes. Yep. So even if you don't know it from Rent, 525,600 minutes, you might know it from The Office. Because do you remember they all stood up and started singing that song when I think Steve Carell was leaving, right? And Will Ferrell was coming in as his replacement. How do you measure a year in the life? Yes. Yes. I'm a musical theater geek myself. Thank you. And that scene from The Office was one of the best scenes from The Office. I love that. It makes me cry when I watch it. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We both. Oh, yes. We both. Yes, we both reached for the gun. We both reached for it. Oh, yes, we both reached for the gun. For the gun. Yep. From Glee, from The Office. That episode of Office episode was so good. Yes, her attorney needs to be available for her only 24/7, 100%. Yep. And from Glee. Oh, Sarah, Rent is one of my favorite musicals. She says I saw it in Boston a long, long, long time ago. With only 6 in-person meetings totaling plus or minus 7 hours out of 9,792 minutes, 4 to 15-minute video visits, and 2 phone numbers given, 0 working, 0 called, answered. 10 letters from me, client trying to communicate, no response. 8 letters from me, client to judge, no response. Productively. 4 letters from me, client to my investigator, asking him to attempt communication on my behalf to Bankowitz. 5 known attempts by the investigator, see 8/2/23 letter, by himself directly and on my behalf, no response. 9 attempts made by outside sources on my behalf, including phone calls, voicemails, emails, no response. Also, trying to use recycled components in my case. I don't know what that means. No discovery, witness list, research, orders, instructions, records, depositions, downloads, etc. after 13 months. Nothing but confirmation of his lack of professionalism, principles, disrespect, lies, and not caring. And please note, 11 out of 13 months, were/are with no communication, none in any forms. Another blank page. The only difference is I want progress, productivity, honesty, respect, and results. If he were such a professional attorney, in quotes, from the beginning, and not selling me on his stable of witnesses, historical background, and all his abundant resources, he wouldn't be still avoiding and covering. Oh no, avoiding and cowering behind his now second attempt to withdraw. Number 2 per motion to withdraw. I mean, if this letter isn't everything with regard to supporting his position for wanting to withdraw, I don't know what is. Like, you don't even get any better evidence than this of why an attorney would want to get the hell off the case, because she's relentless. And really, she should be representing herself, because nobody's going to represent herself as zealously as she will. And she tried that apparently for a little while. Then she begged to get another lawyer, and then she has one. Now she's on number 9, number 9, number 9. Clearly, everyone can see anyone not lobotomized. Well, I mean, not even a good effort on the spelling, but anyone not lobotomized in my slides would be highly unsatisfied with Bankowitz's overall performance as an attorney. See prior data. And no dedication has been made on his part in my case or any productive progress or effort. What time has been put forth solely? The 7 out of 9,792 in 13 months? Number 3, per motion to withdraw. Oh, JB3 auditioned for Rent when it finally got to Boston. Can you dance and sing? That's amazing. Love that for you. BLT's like, no way. Always the victim and never the villain with her Heisenberg. That is true. Well, I know he's so demanding considering she doesn't employ him. Attempt to withdraw. Yeah. Can you even imagine having to deal with this? I know. We're going back to the beginning. This is crazy. No, I've never read these letters before. So this is new for me too. It's new for me. That's funny. All right. Let me just, I got to just check in with a child here. So give me 1 second. All right. And as I reminded Bankowitz during one of 4 video visits and him repeatedly telling me how busy he is with all his other murder cases, after again, no communication for months, I politely raised my hand to the camera where he could see and said, murder case. Talk to the hand, Bankowitz. Talk to the hand. Could you imagine? Could you imagine her telling him to talk to the hand? I am your client also and have been. When do I get to go to trial like all the other clients? He said he had to think about everything and disconnected. No word since 100 days later, except for the motion to withdraw I learned about from Court TV, not him. Number 4, per motion to withdraw. Wait, does she get to watch Court TV in jail? That's interesting. As she's throwing darts at the television every time Matt Johnson comes on because he pretended to be her friend. That's hilarious. Judge Wooten, with everything I have stated and all my information produced to you in all my previous letters, so you are aware clearly, Bankowitz should not continue being my attorney. Wouldn't you agree? Clearly, you should have listened and reviewed much earlier when I was trying to communicate to you 10 letters ago. And I'm counting. just about him. Please listen and include me going forward. It is my right. Oh no, this one's upside down. No, don't do this to me. Why are you doing this to me? Hold on. Is there even a way to flip this around? Yeah, we can. We can do it. We can do it. Look at me. Woohoo. Well done to me. I hear a little bit of applause in the background. Yeah. With that being said, and because in the past you have stated to me that you have other priorities, wait, so let me make sure I'm on the right page. Say no more, Gina. Say no more. One flew over the cuckoo's nest is right. Okay. My kids know to go to YouTube to see the mom before they communicate with me. This is pretty hilarious in the life of this mother who was always at an office for, close to 30 years during the day. Back in the day before cell phones when they had to call the office and get through my secretary to even talk to me. With that being said, and because in the past you have stated to me you have other priorities, not allowing me rightful, appropriate time to speak in your courtroom when I am allowed permittance to my meetings and I am on your schedule for that day. 4 times going to court with Bankowitz, total times with all other attorneys, 3. 7 times in 7 times in ongoing 4 years. Oh, here she's gonna list them all to prove that she knows her case better than anyone. Okay, if you're popping over and back, that's great. You don't need to announce it's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departures and arrivals because it pulls people away. So thanks. Thanks for adhering to YouTube etiquette. Appreciate it. April 29th of 2022, first attorney withdrawal attempt. Judge made revised twice. May 10th, 2022. First attorney withdrawal attempt agreed and granted. The trial was 5/23. December 27th, 2022. Sixth attorney withdrawal attempt denied. I never even knew about it until I stated in court during status hearing. No copies received yet. February 10th, 2023. Status hearing carryover. March 31, 2023. Status hearing carryover. May 25th. May 25th, 2023, status hearing carryover. Judge stated I was delaying trial. Me. Hence my letter dated 6/29/23, hand delivered. Second copy, 7/21/23. July 21st, 2023. Status hearing carryover. Judge stated he has other priorities for the day when I was trying to address the court. Please grant Frank Benkowitz's motion to withdraw, dated 8/22/23, as my attorney. Okay, so now she wants him off. Please grant it. I, Sarah Boone, permit Judge Wayne C. Wooten to release Frank J. Bankowitz entirely from my case for obvious aforementioned reasons stated. I will only allow withdrawal when it should be termination. We all know it. Me and my hope. Next. ... We're waiting with bated breath, Sarah. In the meantime of the selection of my next attorney, aim, please. Aim, please. And also going forward, please enable and support me in still trying to utilize my constitutional right and as a still proud citizen of the United States and stop willingly, actively allowing the violations of said rights. See previous letter dated 5/15/23. Please include me. Please listen to what I have to say. No one else does or has. It's my case. It's my case. It is my case. Ann Smith, you thinking how to coming out of retirement to represent Sarah. Well, I was never a criminal defense attorney, but I feel like after covering all these cases, I could probably do a pretty damn good job. But no, not I. Maybe we send Mark Bettero down to Florida because that would be fire. Your mom is like, I remember calling my mom at the office to ask if my friend could stay for dinner. Yep. Yeah. Rah, rah, rah. Rah, rah. Sarah's gonna stand up in court and pull a Jack. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Me. Oh, is it a baker raid? Yay. Hello, Broken Baker and friends. We're going over the Sarah Boone letters that I never read before, and they're quite amusing. Hello, muffins. Uh, yeah, Father Knows Best. That was a good show. Family Affair, Courtship of Eddie's Father. Yeah, all around the same time period, right? Well, maybe no, that one was probably earlier. Father Knows Best. All right. It's my case. Hopefully, futuristically, with a better, more appropriate professional attorney of your choosing, less letters, if any. Oh, she was watching Adam Lally for inspiration. Less letters, if any, will be generated, and more time you will have to dedicate to all your priorities you made known to me in the past. He's like, I have priorities, and you're not one of them. 99 problems. What does someone go? 99 problems. Oh, this is hilarious. Hilarious. Mr. Ed, yeah, Mr. Ed, My Three Sons. That's even before the time of Family Affair and the Courtship of Eddie's Father. Her entitlement is showing. Yeah, I know. Ugh. Dub says, I'm pretty sure reading Sarah's letters might make us dumber, but it's interesting to watch the escalation of her frantic desperation with each letter that passes and how they get longer and longer and longer and more rambling, right? So he's made it known to her that he's got priorities that don't involve her. Please know, also, Your Honor, I know I'm not priority, as you condescendingly and incorrectly stated, nor am I making myself out to be or ever have been in anything my entire life. Oh, that's kind of sad. She's never been anyone's priority her entire life. Her childhood trauma is showing. I am a client to my attorney, now seventh and all prior, an inmate to the county jail, and criminal case for your righteous judgment still. Clearly, after yet another letter from me and another withdrawal, not by my choice, and the 42 uneventful months later, still looking for the starting line, and 7 times more, nothing has been made priority. Please help Bankowitz wipe the sweat from his brow and inform him he can stop the self-sabotage. He's no longer my attorney. Amen. My perseverance is real. So is my truth. Oh my God, somebody needs to make that into a meme or a t-shirt. My perseverance is real. So is my truth. I can't wait to meet the bullseye. Court appointed. Audacious gratitude. Sarah Boone. I can't wait to meet the bullseye. I think that's a better t-shirt. I can't wait to meet the bullseye. Well, you might want to dial back what you wish for is all I'm saying. I can't, I can't, this might not age very well. I can't wait to meet the bullseye. Court appointed. From the bottle of a Snapple cap, says Sarah. Oh my, with audacious gratitude, Sarah Boone. Oh my. Oh boy, it keeps going. Important. Please send me a copy of this letter, as the court used to consistently, consistency. So I have receipt. I know it was received and hopefully read. I do not have the resources being in jail still to make this needed copy myself, nor the pen ink to rewrite. Oh, is she running out of ink? She's running out of ink. The horror. Hopefully my next letter will be less involved from all the necessary remedies being made. Also, my attorney is really an attorney. Hmm? Thank you in advance for the copy, 10 pages, your caring and precious time. I will look for in the mail once the copy has been mailed again. So grateful, Christy says. Oh my gosh, she's so dramatic. I remember my 4-year-old sounding like this. It was disgusting. She was sent to her room. Thank you, Kiki, for tuning in so very much. Yeah, Kelly Ann. My goodness, this woman gets the passive aggressive award of the century medal. Running out of trees for paper as well, says Gina. Ding, ding, ding. Fox's sake. Oh, that's great. Or we could say for duck's sake. I feel like she uses a thesaurus to write these letters. Some of the language is odd for a letter. Yeah, or she's got to like help. I don't know. Love Sarah Boone. Wow. That was 8:26:23. Oh, they might are out of order here. I gotta fix a little something here. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. That was 8:26:23, right? So this has to move this way. My goodness. I know if jury selection must be going. I am speechless. I'm rarely speechless. Purple coconut. Rarely, but it happens sometimes. Here's some memes by Jason, our favorite deadhead chatter. Jason, you emailed me these, so I'm assuming that you're going to allow it. Will you allow it? Jason whipped up some memes for this trial. Here's number one. Boone's Farm, fall of 2024. What are the Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, Boone's Farm Wild Cherry, and Boone's Farm Watermelon? Well done, Jason. Props to Jason Smith, everyone. Clap for Jason Smith. Do the next one, if it's appropriate enough. Some might think this is in poor taste, but since Jason sent it to me, I'm going to let you see it. Props to Jason. Her face on that ape is just priceless. The new Samsonite ad by Jason Smith. Thank you, Jason, for keeping me laughing. Very, very funny. He does that. He just will whip them up. He'll whip up memes while we're just sitting here, you guys. He just does that. He just does it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was from yesterday. Never mind. Virginia. Thank you, Virginia, for the 3 matcha lattes. Yeah. Funny, funny, funny. Let's see. Where are we? No, we are not on that one. All right. Let's see. We're at 2 hours and we have a couple of more letters to read. So what do you think? Should we come back and do this in a second stream or should we do one more letter? We got one more letter here from January. This starts moving us into the last one we read was August of 23. This moves us into January of 2024. I'm wondering where they are in their jury selections. Anybody live tweeting from the courtroom? Because I think they do allow that in Florida. They don't allow it in Indiana, which we know. Stephanie, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome. Sam Elliott, handsome man, says Kimmy, thanks for hanging with me for 2 whole months. And Danielle Alexander for 9 whole months. Maybe a suitcase emoji. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I got to find out where my Dr. Pepper went. Why didn't it populate? But Bucky, Duck, and Dent. Go Sox. So he is very handsome though. Thanks, BLT, for the 5. Just to get in there with your socks, with your socks. The public defenders that conflicted out represented George. Oh, in prior cases for George. That's interesting. Why didn't they figure that out before they were appointed? That's kind of weird that they That's interesting. Thanks, Debbie, for pointing that out because as you know, I have not been following this as much as I could. Oh, there's Jason. Hi, hey now, fellow cupcakes. Hastily made the Boons memes emailed. Got him. Got him before I could even get to your comment. So thank you, Jason, for entertaining us this morning so very much. Talk amongst yourselves for one more minute while I just go and see what is happening with that emoji because now I need to get it. I need to get the Dr. Pepper up and running because we need to have it here. It's important because every time they mention it in the trial, we need to know. We need to be able to, every time she mentions Dr. Pepper, we need to have it in there. And every time I go to do this, I can never remember where it is, but here, I think I found it. Customize perks, emoji. We are like doing this on the fly. Oh, all right. I don't know why. I'm replacing that wow emoji because it just never really was big enough. And if we get however many more members, see, I have to replace emojis now because we don't have enough members to have more emojis. But if we get 65 more members, we get to have 32 emoji. I don't know how many we have right now, but let's see if it worked. Now, can anybody find the Dr. Pepper emoji? It's like a scavenger hunt. It's like we're doing like a scavenger hunt here. Let's see if we can find the Dr. Pepper. Did it populate? Yes, it's here. We have Dr. Pepper, everyone. Just one of the many fun perks of being a cupcake. And for those of you who are like, why the hell are we calling ourselves cupcakes? Well, that sign over there that you can't read, I don't know. So it's pink and my screen is inverted. So I think it's over here. It says, I can't make everyone happy. I am not a cupcake. And I am the mother of 5. And there is never a time when all 5 of my children were happy at the same time. Can't make everyone happy. I'm not a cupcake. I'm not a cupcake. But you make me happy. So you're my cupcakes because you make me happy. And hopefully I make you happy if you like me enough to want to be a member. So there's that. And that's why. Oh, that one KPT is WD-40. So we have a WD-40 emoji because in the Telus trial, the court door was really squeaky. So every time somebody went in and out of that courtroom door, we were like, we need the WD-40. So hopefully we can recycle a lot of these emojis from the other trials. Like, for example, we have the handcuffs, which generally can be used in any case, right? We have Dave Matthews fire dancer emoji because I am a Dave Matthews fan, as you can see from the poster behind me, which you probably can't even see. And also the funny story about Dave Matthews is that there was a rumor spreading around the internet by some of those troll holios that we have a troll for whack a troll because we like to just whack a troll every now and again. They started a rumor that I had a thing with Alan Jackson and we were in Cancun together for the Dave Matthews shows. And so the fire dancer emoji is like a if you know kind of thing. And it is the as such, Dave Matthews, Melanie Little was in Cancun with Alan Jackson, which is completely not true, but troll's gonna troll. And then we have smooth as butter, which is how we described Alan Jackson, being from LA as an attorney. And we have the puffy jacket from the Karen Reed trial. We have Boss Baby from the Robert Tellis trial. And we have Wait for Us, which was also a Karen Reed reference, which we can reuse these in a lot of cases. And then we have a rubber duck because they're prosecuting a guy for putting rubber ducks around town in Canton. And so now we just use it as instead of saying we don't use the F word on this channel, so we say what the duck, or it's ducking crazy, or it's all ducking crazy, about as ducking crazy as these letters. So that is one of the perks that we have here, and it's fun. We make them for every trial. So I just put in the Dr. Pepper because when they mention Dr. Pepper, we're going to use the emoji. So here we are at the first, well, this will be the first letter from 2024. The boarding pass is a good one. Yeah, the boarding pass. That's for people who need a one-way pass, a one-way ticket to Block Island. Block Island is lovely. It's a lovely resort town or island off the coast of between Montauk and Rhode Island. You can take a ferry there. You can't bring your car, but you can take a ferry. There might be a ferry that you could take your car on, but I don't know. Not from here. Montauk. You can go to Block Island, and there's one from Rhode Island. There may also be a ferry from Massachusetts, but boarding passes are free to Block Island, and if you know, you know. Because when the trolls get in here and they start being mean to people, they just go to Block Island and be mad about it or cry about it. Right? Boarding passes are free. Welcome, Lisa. Thanks for becoming a member. Welcome. Meet me in Montauk. Love Montauk. Love Montauk. Did anybody watch The Affair on Showtime? That was so good. It took place in Montauk. If you know, you know. Thank you, Lisa, for becoming a member. We are into this actually you had to restart your YouTube to get the 2 hours. To get the Dr. Pepper. So I have this screen up, and how many more letters are there? Just hang on a second. Oh, thanks, Joseph, for gifting a membership. That is so kind and generous of you. The other letters were pulled up, and now they're missing. So I'm gonna have to re-prep. I'm gonna have to take a break, reset, re-prep. I want to do that Kentucky story with you about the woman who cooked her mother, and that is wild. And I want to know if we do have a fan. We have a fan emoji. We do have a fan emoji. That's in there. It's right there. Fox 35 Orlando is in court. Jury pool is 50 right now, and we were told the case should take 3 weeks, and some have an issue with how long. Oh, so they're not really moving very quickly. It's already 12:30 in Florida because it's East Coast time. And so we are here for it. Send them to Timbuktu. I like Block Island. I think Block Island has a nice, she cooked her mother. Yeah, allegedly. 12:30. I'm going to set up that stream. We're going to come back and do that. Let's see. How much time do I have? Let me set that up, and we'll come back and we'll do that at 1 o'clock. She's supposed to be arraigned at 1 o'clock, and I'm wondering, does anybody know if they're going to televise that arraignment of the woman in Kentucky who was arrested for Friday for cutting up her mother and casting spells? I think it was Friday. Maybe it might have even been Thursday. Her name's Toralina Fields. Let's look it up. Toralina Fields. Yeah, it's pretty bad. She's supposed to be arraigned today, so I don't know if they're going to televise it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to teleport you over. I'm going to set that stream up now. And then I think tomorrow we'll come back and pick up with these 2024 Sarah Boone letters. Because we have a couple more to read, and one of them is like 58 pages. And that's a lot. So let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to set it for 1 o'clock. So I'm going to teleport you over there in 1 second. And I'm going to tell you all about that case. But I just have to do one more thing. So just keep talking amongst yourselves for a minute. You guys are very, very patient. Thank you so much. So very patient. All right. I'm gonna set it for 1:15 to give people. I know I'll set it for one since all of you were here and you want to see it. So we're gonna do that. Just it gives me a little minute to take a break. It's a wild story, and I think that if you thought that you've heard it all, you have not heard it all until you hear about this story. So we're gonna have to go there. And Sarah Boone, the rest of Sarah Boone can wait until later or tomorrow. I'm just gonna need a couple of minutes to prep because these shows do take some work, regardless of what people think that it's just easy and we're just grifting over here because that's what we do is grift. It really does take quite a lot of time to prep everything and to get everything ready for you in a way where it's digestible and cohesive. So there's that. We really do work very hard for you, for you. We work very hard for you, believe it or not. All right. Thank you, moderators, for keeping it classy. And we're going to head on over, and I'll be back in 20 minutes to talk about this crazy story out of Kentucky. Because if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to see it with me. I don't know if anybody else is covering it, but this is insane. We need a Baker Grifter shirt. I don't even know what that is, but does Baker make Grifter shirts? Thank you, moderators, for keeping it so classy today. You are so very appreciated. And thank you, Robin, for becoming a new member. And I'm going to see you guys right over there. Love you guys with all of my heart. Smash the like button on your way out and then on your way in to the next stream because you got to do it 2 times. And I will see you over there in a couple of minutes. Safe travels, my friends. I love you with all of my heart. Be cool, be kind, be classy. Peace out. If you don't want to join me for this, come back and watch the replay later because it's wild. Hit the bell, notifications, subscribe. It's free. See you there in 20 minutes.